What does it take to pass the nclex-RN in 2020? Or maybe even 2021? In this video, I'm going to talk to someone from the Philippines who just passed their nclex-RN. Stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Quite Mike, and on this channel my desire is to strengthen your faith, share the fruits of faith, and leave you blessed for the best. Firstly, I'd like to mention that I really didn't want to make any more videos about the NCLEX. Reasons being that as helpful as I want to be, I didn't want this channel to just be about NCLEX, and I want to move on from it. I wanted those videos to encourage and inspire those classmates of mine who have yet to pass the NCLEX, and who may have failed just like I had. I didn't want anybody to be left behind, and I wanted all of us to pass. And I'm blessed to know that those videos themselves have been a blessing to those of you who have also shared a similar experience. I mean, of course, you struggle through nursing school, and especially for my classes, we struggled together. And I just wanted all of us to be nurses and serve God together. So, NCLEX. I still treat it like a big deal, and it's still important to me today because I still have friends and classmates who have not passed their nclex-RN yet. And it's been like 5 years since we graduated. If you watch my videos, you know that taking the NCLEX exam was not just a test of knowledge and application of that knowledge. The NCLEX was also a test of faith and how to acknowledge your anxieties and pressure and how to manage them. The exam changes every now and then, but I believe the core content still remains the same. I know the exam is difficult for everyone, but I know US nursing students are in programs that prepare them for the NCLEX for day one. What I learned in school may be used on the NCLEX, but studying in the Philippines and how I did my exams were geared more towards the nursing licensure exam for nurses of the Philippines, not the NCLEX. The NCLEX is kind of like, it's different the way that the questions are and how it's geared. The NLE takes 2 days, it's not done on a computer, and they only hold this exam twice a year in a few designated areas. Oh yeah, and they rank you. No pressure, right? Transferring your test-taking skills from one exam to the other is not an easy feat. Considering these things, it's a big deal to pass this exam. Without further ado, let's call our guest and get this video going. Right now we have Pi. Pi is her nickname, and she is the sister of my fiance, and she recently just passed her NCLEX. So Pi, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Pai. I come from the Philippines, and I graduated with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing back in 2017. And I am a Philippine registered nurse and also a US registered nurse by God's grace.
So let's get into the meat of it then. So the NCLEX, what was our timeline like? Like when did you... So you graduated in 2017. You probably took your NLE, which is the Philippine local nursing boards. And when did you take that?
I took that last 2018.
Okay, so like a year after. All right, and you passed that, like you said. You're a Philippine registered nurse. And then how long before you waited for your NCLEX, or did you file for your NCLEX?
I filed for my NCLEX last March 2019. And then I was only given my APP last November 2019. So that's like 8 months. I waited for 8 months.
Wow. Yeah, that's a long one, and that's from Saipan, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and there was a problem with my application. That's why it got delayed.
It's not too bad. I mean, I would say I would count it towards preparation. So time for preparation.
Yeah, but I was only able to really prepare for the exam for like 2 to 3 months, I think.
Really? Oh, did you just start preparing? Like, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, because I was waiting for the schedule to take the exam so that I will have the motivation and the drive to study.
Fair enough. No, that's true. Some people work well under that pressure. Me, I mean, probably not so much. Cool. Okay, so November was the ATT, and then when did you actually take your exam?
I took my exam last February 19 this year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's like 3 months. Pretty good. And did you have a certain amount of time to actually take the exam? Like, was did you have a year to schedule your exam? Did you have 6 months, 3 months?
I think I only had 3 months to
Oh,
take
okay.
the exam. Yeah.
If I remember correctly, that's how New Jersey is too. So I was like, oh, I think I think in California I think it's a year.
Yeah, I think it's a year.
It's okay. Like you said, maybe if you wait too long, you'd be unmotivated to study, or you would lose that motivation to study.
I know.
It's fine. It's fine.
You know, maybe we'll kind of work backwards. We'll talk about your exam experience, and then we'll backtrack to what you did in preparation for your exam. Uh, so I think that's like the juice of it, and then the rest of it is kind of like, okay, so how'd you do it? Tell us about your exam date, your day at the exam, or even the day before the exam, or leading up to the exam. Well, how was that like for you?
I took the exam last February 19, but days before that, I wasn't able to get enough sleep because of stress and anxiety for the upcoming exam. And then, even on the day of the exam, I wasn't able to get some sleep. I only had 2 hours of sleep, I think, and it's not quality sleep. And then my health started to decline. I was having flu-like symptoms on the day of the exam. And
Oh.
yeah, I was having sore throat, and then I'm having GI upset also, and I've been feeling a lot of signs and symptoms. And then I just, when I woke up around 4 a.m., I read the Bible, and then I prayed, and then we started traveling early in the morning, going to the testing site. And then when we got there, I have actually 3 specific prayer requests. Of course, aside from the fact that I wanted to pass, number one is I hope that there will be no math computation in the exam. Number two, I hope, yeah, because I'm not good at that. Number two, I hope that the proctors in the exam will be kind to me so that my anxiety will not go high. And then number three, I pray that when I take the exam, I will finish the exam without vomiting, because I really felt like vomiting. I wasn't feeling well. Yeah, and then the good thing is all my prayer requests were answered. And many of the questions that were given to me were select all that apply. And then I think there are less than 10 items in the exam that I was really confident with the answers. Yeah, and then the computer shut down at around 75. Yeah.
Now, just as a reminder for those who don't know or don't remember, did you know what it meant when the computer shut down immediately after 75 questions?
They said that 75 means you passed, but I don't think so, because I know people who failed at 75. So when the computer did shut down, I don't know how to react.
Blank affect. So I passed, and no, I didn't pass. I failed at 76 questions, and my mom was kind of like the same thing, like, oh, that means like you passed, and I'm like, no, mom, I don't think so. Yeah, no. So how it works is after 75 questions, it's kind of like if you're looking at it a line, like if you start from like question 1 and start going to question 75, that's kind of like anything after that, you're kind of like teeter-tottering. Like you could always just fail, or you could just straight up pass. I mean, with the trend, of course. So if you fail at 75 questions, that means that's the shortest amount of time, or fewest amount of questions to determine how competent you are, or how eligible you are to pass. So that means, what should I call it? So passing at 75 questions means that you were really good. Like you're like a halimau. Like you're the beast. Like, you're the boss. So for me, in contrasting experience, so I was doing really bad, and to be honest, I was, I felt okay when I took my NCLEX the first time, and I thought, the questions were okay, not too bad. And to be honest, like, foolish me, I was preparing in a sense. Well, I had a lack of preparation, and it showed. I thought I could treat it like any other nursing exam. Clearly shows my work ethic. No, you can't. You really can't, and that's probably one of the biggest stressors that I say to people when they take their exam. For U.S. students, nursing students, it's fine. Like they're already geared from it from day one. But for a foreign nursing program, it's not really. It's different preparing for the local boards versus preparing for the NCLEX. So, wow, that's amazing. I'm still like, when I heard you passed the 75, I was just like, wow, she's like.
I did not expect that. I was waiting to answer after that because I felt like I didn't answer anything right.
Or like that's one of the signs of saying that you're pretty much passing is many people say that they answered a lot of select all that apply, and like you said, so it correlates.
Yeah, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, right. I don't know. That's why I'm just selecting all that apply. So about how long did it take you to actually take the full exam, and did you take any breaks?
I did not take a break because I think my exam only lasted for an hour because I was in a hurry to finish. I feel like I'm about to vomit, and I've been feeling different kinds of, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna get sick. Maybe it's because of my anxiety. That's why I was in a hurry too. But yeah, I made it through without vomiting, so thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, that was kind of also going to be my follow-up question. Like, did you vomit? So other than the actual anxiety of taking the exam, would you say that you had any other like kinds of pressures going into the exam? Like, did you feel like, man, I really have to pass? If I don't pass, then my goals won't come true? Or, how do you gauge your pressures too? Or you felt like, it was like whatever?
I was pressured, but not so much because actually my exam is sponsored by a close friend of mine, and because the exam is quite expensive, that is why I owe it to her, and I really wanted to pass because I think everybody wanted to pass on their first take, right? It's such a hassle to reapply and then to study again, and I think that is everybody's dream. That's why I just want to do my very best so that I will take it once.
So how did you prepare for the exam? Like, when did you start? Like, even before you had your ATT in November of last year, or did you start getting serious right after November, or how'd that go?
Actually, I only did self-review, and I started studying, I think, March, but that's not really like really review. It's just answering questions because there's still no date, so I was just chill. But then when the ATT came, I started to get really serious, and that is like 2 to 3 months only. And I have a schedule that I follow every day. I mean, every weekdays in the morning, I will listen to audio lectures, and in YouTube, and then in the afternoon, I will answer 75 questions. But on weekends, I will only answer 35 to 50 questions. And when I answer my UWorld questions, I make sure that it is by body system. So, for example, on Monday, I will study cardiovascular. So I will, in UWorld, I will put there the adult, the children, and then I'll just focus on that. Yeah, and every night I'll make it a point that I won't study anymore. It's a time to relax and rest, so that I won't be so overworked also.
That's true. I guess you're not. I guess in college there are many. I didn't know this, but there are different types of personalities, and like type A is like so
Yeah.
So focused, laser focused. You can't
I
talk
think
to
I have
them.
the
You
type
can't.
of personality.
Is that what it is? Okay.
maybe type A is more prone to pass on the first try because they're just so into it. Like me, All right. Hey, I mean, well, it shows to your success, and it seems like you manage it well. You have your set plan, and you follow through with it. Is there certain material that you think, in regards to preparation material, is there certain materials that you thought were very helpful, or did you not have that many to choose from, or what would you recommend in regards to preparation material?
I would really recommend UWorld because if you compare UWorld from the actual NCLEX, I think it's somehow similar, right?
At least in the layout too.
Yeah. So it also lessens your anxiety. And also, I think I also listen to Remar review in YouTube. They're good also. And ano pa bang binasa ko? I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very simple.
How about the leadership and delegation book? Did you think that was quite helpful too?
Yeah, the book that you gave me is very helpful actually. I forgot the title and also the author. Do you remember?
I don't. If anything, I'll just put in the description, show notes, whatever this will be. Yeah.
Actually, that's why that's what I did after NCLEX 2. I deleted all my notes.
I think that's what I envied about like actual registered nurses is like, yo, you don't have to memorize everything like right now, and whatever they know on the field, like they're already applying it. They see it a whole bunch of times, but for someone, you're just based on theory, and it's kind of like annoying to just have theory with the application. Well, at least for me, yeah.
And that has also been my mindset. Na if I fail this NCLEX exam, I will never take again. Yeah, that's what I told myself. So I really made sure that I passed, or else I will not take the NCLEX again.
Oh my goodness.
I am surprised.
I mean, yeah, really, eye on the prize to get it right the first time. Oh my goodness. But it's good you kind of kept yourself sane enough to do it. But it's so interesting, like how you battled so much with this anxiety that it made you so. I had this GI upset, make you nauseous and want to vomit. Wow.
Yeah.
Like that's already like a lot of like on the. And then of course it would be even probably 10 times worse or whatever. To fail and then try to do it again, because you're still, not only are you having the baggage of your current exam, but you're also taking the baggage and stressors from your last exam. Most often anyway. That's a difficult part. But anyway, yeah. So it's good. Yeah. First time is enough. So you said that you had certain parts of the day when you would take your time to study, and you took your exam in, I guess, the morning, I want to say.
Yes, 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Okay, so it's all right, pretty standard. And I've read that, and I've seen on videos that it's good to start studying at a time that you're going to take the exam. Like say if you start studying early in the morning, it works better because your mind is already engaged at that time for a couple of weeks or months, so that by the time you actually get to the test, like it's okay. You don't have trouble waking up as you take the exam.
I actually study every 10 a.m. I think I start studying at around 10 a.m. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's a little bit of overlap, but
Yeah.
All right.
that's fine too. I mean, whatever your body works, as long as as long as you don't. I guess the extreme case would be if you like oversleep, and you wake up at like 12 p.m. or 12 p.m. or like 1 p.m. So you're fine. We're pretty much near the end of this little interview. Before you go, who are some people that you would like to put on the spotlight and give your special thanks to for your success for the NCLEX?
My family, of course, for their unending support, and also Ate Kim, Kuya Mike, Ma'am Gilden also, and Ate Tata. You have helped me reach this dream, and I think it wouldn't be possible without you guys. And then my friends also, especially for those who have prayed for me and those who have encouraged me, because this exam is really a very challenging time for everyone who will be taking, right? Because I don't know, I felt like my anxiety is really high, and it really it's good to know that you have friends who will be praying for you. And then I would also like to thank my batchmates who have helped me in applying for NCLEX. They have guided me so that I'll be able to take. And of course, I would like to thank God, because it wouldn't be even possible. I wouldn't even pass if it weren't for him, right? And he alone deserves all the glory and praises.
I guess, okay, this is the last question, or I guess from me. Do you have any tips or advice to other people in your situation that want to take the NCLEX and to take it for the first time, or even for the next time, or have to retake it?
Oh, okay. Actually, I have a list because I've been following this list ever since I took the local boards, and also during my 4 years of nursing. This was my mindset. Okay, number
Mhm.
one, you will only take this exam once, or maybe twice or thrice for those who are retakers, but you have to give it your all, thinking that this will be your last, so that when you look back, you will have no regrets, and you can be honest with yourself that you gave your best. Yeah, and then second, there's no study habit fit for all. You need to discover it for yourself, which works best for you. And it doesn't matter if you study the whole day, or if you don't don't study or don't finish the whole book, because what matters is the quality of learning. And then number three, of course, it has always been my practice also that before I study, I will pray and read the Bible. And it gave me peace and strength that I need every time I take my exams. And of course, lastly, I want to share a verse in Ecclesiastes 9, verse 10. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might.
Wow, very wise, very wise. So I guess the next exam, I guess, because since you had all that whole checklist for exam taking specifically, I guess maybe maybe for board certifications the next time you'll take your exam, or I don't know, maybe if you'll take an NMAT or something.
And Matt, I'll be a doctor.
Plot twist.
Probably.
All right.
It has always been on my phone.
But no, you have a list. You have a list.
I have a list.
Alrighty, Pi. Is there anything else you want to say, or
Or you think that's pretty? I
Can't
think
think of
that's
anything.
true too. All right.
I think that was very good. I think there was a lot of value that you brought out here today. I thank you very much for your time. I know you're a very busy person, especially during this quarantine time. So thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, so we'll connect until next time, whenever this quarantine is over and back in the Philippines. Alright guys, you heard here first. So what do you guys think about what she said? Anything hit home and resonate with you? For me, I find her perspective reassuring and the conviction to move forward, not only in career, but also in faith. She prayed those 3 prayer requests and she had them all answered. And she still had enough peace that when she was taking the exam, despite her mild anxiety, she was still focused. She kept on going through the exam and was able to think through each question, and God made things possible for her. We have tests in life, and the NCLEX may be a literal standardized test, but again, it's another test of faith that is either strengthened or weakened till the next choice, the next obstacle to be met. The Lord provides, prepares, and preserves good things to come in His time. So before I close this out, I just want to leave you with a prayer. Lord, although we pass through many trials and stand at the door of many obstacles, may you be our strength and diminish our weaknesses, so that we may taste victory in your glory. Thank you for your sacrifice, your love, and for your grace that strengthens us. In Jesus' name, amen. Now, I do not make regular NCLEX videos anymore, so I recommend that you do not subscribe to me for that reason. But I do invite you to check out my channel while you're here, and hopefully there's a video here that will provide value to you in your life. Regardless, I thank you very much for your time and for watching this video. Kindly share this video with someone who you think needs this. And remember, don't just settle for life with faith, but grow faith with life. Thanks for watching, and God bless.